Yes, Aya. Greetings. Beautiful night. Beautiful night. Wow. I'm actually in a t-shirt outside. Yes. Been longing for this weather for so long, man. I've been waiting for this type of weather so long. And it's finally here, guys. Finally here. So what you growing? What you growing this season, guys? What you growing? 2026 garden season. What are you growing? Beautiful weather. Beautiful weather. Don't know for you guys, but for me, I'm getting some beautiful weather. It feels like summer already. I think today was like 89 degrees. That's real serious weather. I'm telling you. Even the soil is dry. Could you imagine? All is spring and the soil is so dry. Dry, no rain, no water. In the early spring, we usually get some challenging rain to soak the earth to make sure the plants them, to bring the plants them alive. This year, something about this year, guys, something about this year. I don't know. The weather, man, the weather is getting real challenging these times because, man, like I keep saying, man, I lose so many fruits this year because of the weather. Dries off all my flowers, fruit trees and produce flowers, and because of the cold weather, it dry them up. So you lose a lot of fruit. Now we in the heart of spring, guys. Spring now begin, and this is the time when you get rain. This is the time when the rain start coming. I already plant a lot of things already. I already plant ginger, turmeric, collard greens, potato, but the soil is pretty dry. The soil is dry, and this is Easter, man. And Easter is when a lot of people start planting, depending on which zone you're in. But the soil is pretty dry. And my soil is basically red clay. It's basically red clay. I've worked on it for some years and I kind of change it, the texture, somehow or the other, and now it's walkable. But when there's no rain, it made the soil get real real dry and hard. So this is one of the reasons why I always plant my plants them deep in case we're dealing with drought and we're not getting no water, our plants still gonna survive. So what you growing, guys? What you growing? Don't forget, if you come and you watching the live, after it finished, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, share. All right. So what's going on, guys? What are you growing? Beautiful night, man. Beautiful night. Beautiful night. I'm actually in my t-shirt, guys. Feeling good. You know how long I was waiting on this weather? I was waiting on this type of weather for a while now. And I'm telling you right now, you gotta get as soon as the frost pass, guys, in your zone, as soon as it frost pass, and then your soil start to get warm, get busy, guys. Don't play around. Don't play around. I'm telling you, I think the weather, I really think the weather these is something about the weather this year. AK Shakta, what's up, man? How you doing? Thank you for being here. What's going on? Yes, it's something about the weather this year. I'm telling you, we really got to be careful. We got to be careful. We got to be mindful. We got to save seeds because I'm telling you, all it takes, all it takes is some real bad weather. Is some real bad weather. And we just, I'm telling you, I'm telling you, this is why we talk about food security and nutrition security. We talk about these things because it's important. Because, and it's also important to save seeds. Because, guys, look, just check this out, right? Just check this out. We don't know how the weather gonna be. The world is changing. Snow is falling in places that people never see in their life in their lifetime. So the world is changing, and we don't know what could happen for the future. So let me just explain this. You can lose. Every year we depend on our crop. We depend on our crop to produce, and we also depend on our crop to get seeds to store from our crop. Say, for instance, there's a year come, pass, and we get some serious weather. We get a rough spring, pretty cold, and then we have a drought in the summer. Real bad, real heat. That could cause us to lose our crop. And remember, if our crop ain't mature enough, there's also could be a storm that come and destroy our crop. So if our crop ain't mature enough, we cannot save seed. This is why you cannot procrastinate on saving seed now. Don't tell yourself, okay, I'm gonna wait till a few years to save some seed. Do not procrastinate on that because all it takes for us to lose everything we have, our seed and our crop, is some bad weather. And you'll be surprised the type of weather that can pass your way and destroy your crop. So we gotta be mindful, guys. The world is changing. The world is not like yesterday. It's different today and it's moving forward, and we've seen so many changes. It's just unbelievable. So we have to take this thing serious. I mean, who don't want to take it serious for what they're seeing today? Well, that's up to you, but it ain't no joke. Keisha just say, getting warm a bit that, but some days a little colder and night still a bit too cold to bring my plants out. Well, that's right. If your plants, if you still dealing with that type of cold night, are you doing the right thing? I think it's cool to keep your plants them indoors because I'm telling you, you don't want to bring out your plants them outdoor and then the cold weather hit them and dry them up and burn them up. Then you got to either start over from seed or then you might have to go and buy starts, which that's not what we want to do. So hold on, maybe hold on till maybe next month. For the people who living in zone 8, zone 9, I'm sure the weather has transformed itself. Beautiful weather. I'm telling you, I'm so excited, man. I'm so excited because now, at this point at the time, season, I can plant and I also can bring out I could sow seed outside, which is one of the best thing a person can do. Sow the seed outside. Oh, 5A? Oh my goodness. 5A, you still gotta wait. You ain't ready to plant out those. You still gotta wait. Yeah, you ain't ready to plant out those. But there's people in zone 8, zone 9 who already planting, who already have a crop. You know, like my red potato them, let me tell you. My red potato them, I plant them, I think it's February. I think I put them in the ground in February. And there was this sprout, and then the cold weather come down and hit them. And you could naturally see some of the leaf get like a scorch up. But right now they recover and they're doing wonderful. You know what I'm saying? So this cold weather, you have to be careful because just bringing out your plants them and just in this type of weather could really destroy them. So be careful. Hey guys, don't forget to hit that like button. If you're on your cellular phone, please double tap the screen. Appreciate it. And let's have a conversation tonight. Case Doctor said, if, let me see. All right. Yes, man, listen to me. I'm so excited because I saw some beans. Some, we call them again, is not bush beans. There's another beans what I'm trying to grow, but this beans, it produce. A Black eye beans is one of my favorite beans, but the only thing with black eye beans, it produce, then you gotta wait till they dry. What I love this beans for, this beans you plant it and then it keep producing all through the summer. It just keep producing. So these are the type of beans I'm growing. A, si- a serious situation I have now is pollinators. That's a serious situation I have. Dealing with pollinators. I don't know what is going on, but I'm not seeing bees and butterfly like I used to. I don't know if people is spraying. I don't know what they're doing. I don't know what is going on. But bees and butterfly, I don't see them like that. I remember in the spring, early spring, when the flowers them start coming up, you used to see so many bees, even in your yard, in the dandelion, in all these things. So many bees you used to see. No, you gotta be careful, man. If you if you don't learn to self pollinate, to hand pollinate, very soon it's gonna be difficult for you to eat from your garden, and this is for real. If you like my squash and my pumpkin, what I've seen happen a lot of time, the male comes out. The pumpkin just put in males. Then you might see one female, and then when the female come, by the time the female come, the male and them ready to dry out. So now this female, it's hard for this female to get pollinate because the male. So now you have to learn how to hand pollinate. So you could take the male and you could put it down into the female and rub it up and hand pollinate. If I'm telling you, gardening is getting on another level. I'm telling you, and you can't take it simple because if you take it simple, then your plant's gonna just grow, and then you might be able to get even the squash. It's a problem. Even the squash, the pumpkin, the squash, a lot of plants today. We have to start learn to hand pollinate. Even our lemon trees. Even our lemon trees, we have to learn to hand pollinate. I'm telling you, because one, I always talk about, I don't believe in spraying plants. I don't believe in using no chemical and spray plants. Whether it's fruit tree, whether it's whatever, your garden, whatever. I don't believe in that because I believe this is what eliminated all these beneficial, all these things that well needed in our garden. Like for instance, the bees, these pollinators, they're the one who go around and pollinate your garden. From your fruit tree to your peppers to your basically everything, your okra to everything. They goes around and they pollinate, even the butterfly, even though the butterfly sometimes land and lay eggs on your plants, you still they're important, even the buds, because sometimes when the buds land on your plant and it shake it, sometimes the pollen fly and go to other plants. So hand pollinating, we have to learn to hand pollinate. So what's up, guys? Welcome in everyone. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. And please type in the comment section what you're growing this year. Let me see. Case Tractor said, um, you could do more damaging by spraying fruit trees. That's right. That's why I don't believe. This is why I focus on organic garden because it number one, we I understand we wanna eat and we wanna grow our food and we don't want the bugs to eat our food because if the bugs eat off our food, then we're not gonna get no harvest. But one thing we got to remember too, if we spray them, we getting rid of them. This is actually what we're doing. We actually getting rid of the bugs when we spray them. And also, without these bugs, it's hard to get fruits. It's hard to get pollinators because you spraying them. Even the beneficial insect in our soil, when you spray, all that is damaging them. So it's like, is it make any sense when you really think about it? Because you think it might benefit you in a short term right here, but in the long term, when you when we get rid of all these pollinators, what gonna happen? What gonna happen? We need the pollinators. We need the beneficial insect in the soil. We need the earthworms. We need all these things. I believe the more we spray the chemical is the more damaging it causing for us. And also we intake that same when think about it, guys. When you spray, when you spray a plant because you don't want no bugs to eat the plant, so you spray it. Are you eating that same plant, that same poison you spray to get rid of that bug? You going and eat that same plant? I mean, we got to think logic. So we have to how, figure out how to protect our garden. We also got to think about how can we grow a garden and without spraying and without, yes, these bugs, we need to get rid of them. Like for instance, sometimes you might have to walk through your garden and look for worms and things. Sometimes you might just have to do that. I mean, if you are a commercial planter, it's different. A commercial planter is different because they trying to feed millions of people, so they got to do what they got to do. And I'm not knocking nobody for that. They got to do what they got to do. But for me, if I'm doing it for myself, I'm gonna do it in a way that could benefit me and could also benefit the insect. A lot of the insect we destroy is what even help our garden. Some of them is protectors. Some of them protect your garden naturally. Naturally, that's their job. They protect it. They feed from the unwanted bugs that comes in your garden. They feed from them, and then get what you do? We destroy the protectors, and we leave our garden vulnerable for anything to come in and just destroy. And you understand? So we have to look into these things. This is real. Well, I'm not saying you have to, but these are things I look into. This is why I will always focus on being an organic gardener. This is why I will always do my own experiment and my own research and see what works for my garden. And, and believe in yourself, guys. As a gardener, you should believe in yourself. We doubt ourselves too much. You know what I mean? You as the gardener in your garden, you're supposed to be that scientist. I got to say this. Shout out to all the scientists out there because the truth is, a lot of the scientists, they they went out and they put in the work and they able to learn a lot of things from their experiment, and they share some information. But when you get these information, you got to take and you got to analyze, and then you got to do your own research on that, because you know I could do my research, but you also want to look for confirmation. You want to make sure that this is factual, so you want to do your own little research as well. So shout out to them to take it to that part. But you see, many times what we do, we depend on people wholeheartedly. We want them to do all the research and give us bits and pieces. No, they give you a part. No, you got to figure out what next. Or is this factual? My, the way I garden is from older times. From older times, basically, the experience my experience, I learned a lot from my father and older people. I learn a lot from them. But I also take what I learn from them and also add to it, which is observing nature, sitting down and just watch the way how nature operate. Trees, a lot of trees attract a lot of rain. That's why the forest always has some kind of dampness up inside there, because the trees attract rain. And when you watch how the forest operate, it's just amazing. It's just amazing. Because we don't see nobody going through the forest with fertilizer and water. We don't see that, but these plants survive. We don't see nobody through the forest spraying like crazy. but the plants them still figure out how to survive. You see what I'm coming from? So we just got to observe nature, and nature will teach us a whole lot. Do your own research, guys. Oh, sorry for that. Thank you, thank you. There's some bugs that's be in the garden, right? Oh man, it's like some white fine bugs. Man, I can't remember the name, but there's actually there's actually insect. There's actually bugs that feed from them, that love them. But guess what? If we keep spraying and getting rid of the bugs that protects our garden, then our garden will be vulnerable any type of insect to come in and destroy. We have the boards. You have to create a board friendly garden. You have to create a bug friendly garden. Yes, you might lose some, but you're gonna win more. How you gonna do that? Because when you create a bug friendly garden, a board friendly garden, what is actually happening is a system and they all walk after each other. They all feed from each other. You know, the fittest of the fittest will survive. You understand? We know the bird's gonna eat a lot of them. We know the ladybug's gonna chase away a lot of them. But if you're getting rid of the ladybugs, and if you're getting rid of the birds, if you're getting rid of your garden protector, the ones them that shield your garden, we're messing up. We're doing something wrong. Then we got to turn, when you turn to the chemical now, it only work for a certain time. And is it really working or it seems like it working? Because keep using just for if you are a person that use synthetic stuff to put around your plant. For the first year or two, you might see, oh yeah, the plants them, the, looking, but then you're gonna start to see a depletion. You're gonna start to see changes. Your soil gonna start to dry out. Don't focus on overnight success because nothing happen overnight. You could never gain success overnight. It takes time. Build your soil naturally, build your soil right, and I guarantee you, you will be smiling in the long run. Don't, nothing happen overnight, guys. And if you wanna Build a little garden, it doesn't matter how big it be. Let it be a bug friendly garden and let it be a bird friendly garden. Meaning you could have you have trail that the birds them could land and relax. Because when the bird is in your garden and it's shaking its feather and it's also looking for food. Remember that. The bird also looking for food because guess what? He have young one in the nest. So they come out and they're looking for food. So don't chase the bird them away from your garden. Keep them there. Don't chase away the ladybugs. Keep them there. Don't chase away the earthworms them. Keep them there because we need them. Don't spray away the bees them. Don't spray away the butterfly. Sometimes we feel proud with our spray backland, we spraying, and we feel so proud. Don't realize the effect. Don't even realize the effect that we're causing on ourselves, that we're causing on the environment, that we're causing on the bugs, the bees. So we got to be mindful. We have to. If we don't wake up now, we have to go back to organic. We have to go back to organic garden. I know many people might not want to hear this because they're looking at organic garden as it's too much work. So what you're gonna do? You prefer sacrifice your health for a short term, and then in the long term, you got to sacrifice your money to try fix yourself. Which one is better? Which one is better? Is it better for us to cut shortcut, spray our food because it made the job easier? No, today. It made the job easier today. But in the long run, you will have to sacrifice your money to fix your health. So which one? So don't, and you know what? Yes, organic garden is a little harder because you ain't spraying no grass. You're not trying to spray no grass in your garden. You're trying to get these grass and take them up. These same grass you could use and make compost tea. You could make compost, show them in a like a compost pile instead of spray them. Cause the spray gonna dry them up, so it make it easier for you. Yeah, for now. But what about the long run? What about the future? What about when you get older? Your health is important. Don't sacrifice your health to save a dollar. Because if you sacrifice your health to save a dollar, you're gonna end up sacrificing your money in the future to save your health. So now you're young, now is the time to put in the work. Now is the time to put in the work when you're young. So when you're old, you might be able to take care of yourself a little longer. All right? All right, Cage Doctor said, I heard years ago that monarchs butterfly are having a hard time finding food because they eat only milkweed and farmers remove milkweed which oh really? Oh wow, wow, man. That's what I'm saying. This is the thing, man. So we, we as we cause a lot of destruction to a lot of things, and like I say, many people might not want to hear it, but sometimes because of things man do on the planet, it cause a lot of problem. It cause a lot of situation. I remember when I was younger, when there wasn't so much synthetic stuff going on. Look at my bees. You know, you used to be sitting. You used to be sitting. And if you're drinking some juice in a cup, the bee trying to get in your cup. I've seen that before. You understand? You drink the sweetness, attract them. I remember you drinking juice and you got to fan away bees because they try and forget into your cup. I remember butterflies so beautiful, flying from flowers to flowers, looking so beautiful. I remember sometimes you walking in your yard and the flowers from the weeds that comes up in the spring. You seeing butterfly, you seeing bees. You're not seeing these things no more, man. Well, me, I don't know for you guys, but I'm not seeing them. What is causing that? Something is causing it. And it also is causing an effect because I'm telling you, when you want your fruit tree loaded with flowers, or when you watch your pumpkin just keep producing, and the female is not getting pollinating, producing flowers, and the female is not getting. When you want your squash pushing out so much flowers and not getting pollinated, that's something. That's something. So it's really wise is either you learn to hand pollinate because if the spraying continue, very soon you're not gonna be seeing these things. They might be you might be able to see bees and butterfly in the future. So learn to hand pollinate for now. And I'm telling you the way how things looking, you have to look into food security. You have to look into food security because everything is getting so expensive. Food security, nutrition security, all these things is important. We cannot take these things for granted. This is for real. Case Shakta said, Case Shakta said that people think they are doing the right thing with gardening, but in reality, they are doing much worse. You know, but you know what's crazy? Let me tell you what's crazy. Is I wouldn't say people in interested in organic gardening. Yes, there's a lot of people who interested in organic gardening, but there's also a lot of people who don't who have no interest in organic garden. Why? Too much work. Too much work. Too much work. But organic garden is what gonna keep you eating right. Why you think they tell you today? Why you think organic food so expensive? Well, this is organic food, but it's more expensive because it's supposed to grow different. It's supposed to grow natural. So it's supposed to grow different. So that's why it's so expensive. It's a reason because it's supposed to be better than the one that grows with synthetic stuff. So think about that. Don't sacrifice your health to save a few dollars or save you some time because in the long run, the money you try to save that you sacrifice your health with, you might just have to spend it right back to fix your health. Eat properly. Try your best to eat properly. If you grow in a garden in your backyard, guys, I don't see the need not to try to grow it organic. I don't see the need not to grow your garden organic. You know, we get distracted because we watch a lot of people and they give you these kind of conversation and these kind of, and I'm telling you, from my experience in gardening, I've been basically gardening all my life, farming basically all my life. So I know a thing or two about plants, about animals. I know a thing or two about them. So many things I see just don't make no sense to me. But that's the thing people graft too because it looks because it's easier to do. Like for instance, I gotta go in my garden, I gotta bend down, I gotta pull up them weeds, I gotta clean up, I gotta soften the soil, I gotta all that. When someone gonna come with a spray and just start spraying the weeds them and then the weeds them dry down. So people prefer to walk easier, which what they're doing is because when you spray these plants, you eating these plants, and guess what? You also eating their fruits. So don't think that you're not receiving that thing, that synthetic stuff you spraying as well. Somehow or the other, you receiving it as well. So this is why we focus on growing our food natural, which tastes way better, which have more nutrients, mineral, iron, fiber in these food because they grow natural from the earth. All these things that we put around our plants, them, I just can't do it. Sorry, guys. Case Factor say, I don't think organic gardening is too much work and too expensive for home gardeners. That's right, that's right, maybe for commercial. That's why I keep saying, for the people who growing food for millions of people, they got to do what they got to do. I understand because you can't make your crop fail because you have millions of people to feed. But for you in your little garden in your backyard, you should make sure it's an organic garden you're growing. That should be a duty. But who am I to tell you what you got to do? I can't tell you what you got to do. I could only do what is necessary and what I think is the best for me. When come on food, when come on my food and that I grew, I take pride in growing my food. I take pride. More, it might take more physical work, which the physical work you need it. The physical, mentally. I think organic, you know what? I think organic garden give you a more spiritual connection. Yeah, with your plant, your soil, and nature. I think you get a more spirit because everything is divine. Everything is like natural. You plant your food, you use the tree, the leaf from the tree, so everything connect with each other. Everything works in hand with each other. Instead of you going for this artificial thing that create and just place that between the natural. That is what caused the problem, man. And the crazy thing about it, even we know it, even though they tell you it will cause effect. Even that, what is crazy, right? Let me tell you what is crazy. They tells you there was a product out there that you spray your yard and your grass and all these type of weeds. And there's commercial on TV telling you that this thing, if you use it and make you it cause certain things, you could they're naturally telling you these things. And we still buying them. They're still on the shelf. We still buying them. We still spraying our plants with them. We still spraying our weeds. So we can't blame nobody. We cannot blame anyone but ourselves. Because they on the shelf, they ain't call nobody. It's we the one running and get them. And no, you try to if and what I've noticed too, if you have a channel and you promoting these type of product, you get more views. Yeah. Yep. You get more followers, you get more subscribers, you get more views because you're promoting these product. If you're not promoting these type of product and you're not acquainted with them and you're not talking about them because it's business as pleasure, but I want to say this, and this is my disclaimer. I'm not here to tell anyone what to use around the plant. That's your decision. I'm not discrediting any one product out there because I don't use them. I don't know anything about them. All right? So I'm not here to tell you, oh, don't use this. Don't. You got to decide that for your own self. I know for me, and I know what a natural garden could do for you. I know what if you use natural things from the earth, from nature. I know what it could do for you. You understand? For me, I don't need these things, but I'm not telling you not to use them. I know nothing about them because I refuse to use anything different than nature, different than what nature provide. I'm sorry, but that's just me. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Orban, how you doing? Blessings to you. What's up? Okay, pulling weeds in my dad's garden for me, relaxing for some reason. That's for real. Me too. I agree. Let me see, Orban say, that's all you think you need, all these products. But if you take care of the soil naturally, for me culture, it works better in the long term. That's right. That's right. That's right. You see, quick result. quick result. And we want to see quick result, but guess what? The quick result is not really benefiting us, because yes, for the first 2 years you feel like yes, but then guess what? It's everything gonna start deplete. But if you really build everything naturally, it's benefit you in so many ways, because your soil improving, because whatever you're doing is naturally, it's keep all the beneficial, all the micro, everything in the soil. So you actually building something for the long run. As Orban says, she's correct. You're building something for the long term. So if, like I now said, for the commercial, I understand. They got to do it for million. They got to do what they got to do. But for us doing it in our backyard, we should definitely try our best to do it as natural as we can. You understand? Because there's so many different products out there. I ain't gonna lie. I don't even pay attention to any of them. If I hear people talking about them, I put on a deaf ear. I'm telling you the truth. Because I don't believe in them. Not telling you not to, but I don't believe in them stuff. If there's something that you could put around your plants, that's something born on your plants because you put it too close. I running from that. There's no way I put in that wrong my plant. If I mean I don't know for you guys, but I know for me. If there's something that if you put it too close around your plant, it burns down your plant. I'm running from that. I don't want no part of that for real. Zero. I'm not putting that in my soil. That have some kind of acid inside it. That burns your plant? Nah. I'm not putting that around my plant. And you got to be strong minded too, because I'm an organic garden, and many people, many people try to get me to use product. Oh, like they go say, oh, plantain, man, listen me. I see they have this. You should go and check it out. I said, man, listen me. I'm not interested in none of these things, because if I'm doing an organic garden and I'm seeing the production is so great, why would I try to use something else to mess up what I'm doing? And I'm seeing my garden just produce so much. So that's my goal, guys. I'm gonna focus on organic. I'm not telling you guys not to focus on organic, not to focus on what you're doing, but this is my focus. I could only share my experience with you guys on organic garden. I've been doing this forever, man, and I watch my father and other people. They never was using none of these things. And sometimes they used to use animal poop, but like cow manure, chicken. But the thing is, there wasn't no there was eating, the cow was eating real grass. That's what the cow was eating. Then you also have the chicken was eating corn and these type of stuff that you grow. So everything was more natural. Today is different because you don't even know what is in the feed them. And when you watch, you watching chicken in 3 6 weeks, big fall calf walk. What is this thing eating? You check what I'm saying. But like I said, not here to discriminate, not here to think nobody. I'm just looking at the reality, especially when you they say when you know better you do better. Yeah, that's what they say. When you know better you do better. So I don't want to put nothing around my food that if it go too close it could burn down the plant. Not doing it. Don't think that's a good idea. I'm not spraying nothing on my plant that gonna kill or destroy all the beneficial bugs, all the bees, the butterfly. I'm not gonna do that. I don't think it's a good idea. Anything to harm the bugs, the birds, the earthworms, and myself, not using it. All right. So don't know for you guys, man, but for all who celebrating Easter, happy Easter to each and every one of you. And we all know the garden season is getting real. I'm so excited because I plant potato, I plant sweet potato, I plant red potato, pumpkin, squash, black eyed peas. Beautiful, man. Don't know if you guys can see here, but these are some real nice pumpkin. You see them? What? Real nice pumpkin coming up here, man. Can't wait to put them in the ground. Yeah, can't wait. But I'm just gonna, right now we not the soil is dry right now, and like I was saying earlier, at this point in time of the year, we usually get some rain because we happen when the spring come, when the spring begin, the rain does come because remember the rain does come and soak the earth that the plant them can wake up. But we not. I can't tell the last time I see rain and my soil is dry. So the best time I plant is evening. You plant in the evening because in the night is more cool and you ain't got to deal with the sun. So I don't want to plant them in the morning and then the sun beat them all day. So you want to plant them in the evening. So they be cool weather. Maybe they might catch themselves before the sun beat them. So these pumpkin, um, I'm waiting on some rain really. I'm really looking forward for some rain that I can plant them, but I already have some plant and they're doing well so far. So just remember, guys, Keith Shachter say, is it okay to transplant my root blown black eye Susan? That's around out in ground. It's a lick. I don't want to tell you to take out anything right now because it seems like you're dealing with some serious cold weather. And I don't want to tell you to bring out anything. Just hold on a little more. you know, because the next thing again, transplanting these plants and then sometimes they go into a shock. They go into a shock and then sometimes it take them a while before they could really recover and start growing. So it's best you wait for the weather to change a little before you start transplanting in your zone. In other people's zones, eight, nine, people could get busy right now. Get busy out there and start planting anything. Okra, cucumber, seed is even germinating in the ground, out of the ground. You're welcome, Case Tractor. Seed, seed is germinating right now out of the ground. So that means, because if it's too cold and you sow your seed in the soil, it's definitely not gonna germinate. It's gonna take time, and if it's too cold, it might just rot. So if you start sowing seed and they start germinating under the ground, you know your soil is you ready to go. You're ready to go. Hey, good eats, how you doing? Blessings to you. I'm seeing Amma, how you doing? Amma, what's up? Blessings to you. Amma say I'm been growing my seedling indoors in my sunroom. We have rain and cold weather still here in Chicago in the Midwest. Well, all right. So if you still have rain and cold weather, you need to hold up a little. If you're doing brassica, if you plant in brassica, you can. Brassica is okay, but when you talk about pepper and these type of plants, you really wanna hold on. If you're planting pepper, okra, you surely wanna hold on. But if you're doing cabbage, broccoli, cauliflower, yeah, um, collard greens, yeah, you could stand a chance. But if if you're still dealing with that type of cold weather, don't rush it because sometimes, time gone by. Time gone by, I remember rushing to plant. You're so anxious, you have the plants them indoors for so long and you're so excited, you can't wait. And then you catch yourself bringing out the plants them before too early. That used to happen to me because of I'm so anxious and I was ready to plant. That used to happen to me a lot. And then I had also really catch myself and understand no, you got to have patience. You understand? You have to have patience because sometimes we bring them out and the sun, the cold weather, scotch them up, put them in a shock, and then guess what? They stand up there like some of them even dry down, some of them might recover. You don't want to put yourself through that. I used to do that because I used to be so anxious to plan. But over the years, you get to a point where you say, no more. I'm going to be patient. And the more patient you have, it works out better. Honestly, it works out better. So I wouldn't tell you to bring out no plant right at this time if you in them type of place. Because you don't wanna lose your plants that you because what? You spend months taking care of these plants indoor. Months. And because of lack of patience, don't put it this way, it's because of you're so anxious to bring them out. and you bring them out and just lose them because a cold weather just pass and scratch up everything. Don't do that to yourself, all right? And definitely hard enough is definitely better. Have hard enough is another thing too. Even when the weather change, you still want to harden half your plant. Meaning, don't put them direct in the sun. You bringing them out and you putting them in a shaded area because you don't want to put them direct in the sun because that's another way of scratching the leaf. Them because remember them leaf young and tender, and these leaves never deal with heat. So you want to bring it out and let it start getting accustomed before you plant them in that direct sun. All right. Zucchini is coming through well. They'll be ready for me. Tomato and watermelon will be planted directly. All right. Okay, directly. Yes, yes. That's right, that's right. I know you guys. I'm sure you guys anxious, man. Can't wait to plant, man. I know how it is. I know how it is. I know how it is. That's why you got to work on your soil now. So when planting they come, you just plant and let them just take off. Yes. But yes, it's always a pleasure to come out and join you guys. Always a pleasure. Yes. I must say, yes, I sent my plant outdoor in the pot and they enjoy the rain. Oh, the rainstorm. All right. I could imagine. I just love to see plants after the rain. I just love to see them. I just love to see how they stand up. And do you guys notice after it's rain how the plants them just grow? Every time it's rain, the plants shoot up. Every time it's rain, the plants. I just love it. I'm waiting on the rain right now, even though the weather is beautiful. Today was like 89 degrees. The weather is beautiful. The soil is getting dry and no rain. And like I said, we usually see rain all the spring. Not seeing that right now. And always remember, guys, I don't know if you guys seeing how expensive it is for one pepper plant. One pepper plant is almost $6. Sage, one sage plant is $6. Everything is getting expensive, so you have to learn. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you. Yes, everything is doing well so far. Can't wait for a good. Oh, I feel a dew coming down. Okay, I feel a dew. I hope it's rain and not just the night dew. What I can take right now. I can take a nice shower of rain, not too heavy, just light, that it can just soak the earth. I could deal with that right now. If I see that right now, if I see that right now, see this pumpkin here? If I see that right now, this pumpkin will be planted tomorrow night. Yep, I'm feeling a Jew right now. So that Jew, I definitely will be planting them if the soil wet. Because it's important for the soil to be wet when you planting is important. If the soil is wet, the roots stays alive. But if the soil is dry, no moisture, plants struggle more. The plant definitely struggle more. So I'm now talking about rain, but I'm feeling a dew coming down right now, and the cloud look a little heavy. So I might just see some rain. It's feeling good outside, though. It's feeling beautiful outside. See, I'm actually in a t-shirt. That's the type of weather I'm dealing with right now. So how you guys doing tonight? I hope you guys doing wonderful. Don't forget, if you're new to this channel, don't forget to subscribe because we have a lot of video coming. We also do live directly from our garden where we plant, we make compost tea, liquid for our own liquid fertilizer because this is in organic channel and we focus on organic. We believe organic is the way. That's our belief. We believe that's how you could get, that's how your plants can be your pharmacy, your medicine. We also believe that our plant, our soil, our plant should be the healer. Our plant should be our medicine we turn to. The food we eat should be giving us the vitamins, we shouldn't have to go to a bottle. We shouldn't have to go to a store to buy vitamins out of a bottle and we growing food. You see? We shouldn't have to go to buy iron tablets and we growing food. These are things we should be looking forward to out of our food. So what we do, we think and we figure out what type of food can we grow to give us iron. What type of food? I don't just grow food, guys. I grow certain food for a reason. I grow food to get fiber, which is Edos, Dashin, Tanya. These food give you fiber. You get fiber from them. Protein, you grow beans. Many people tell you, oh, no, 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 you could get protein from meat, which might be true. Yeah, you might be able to get protein from meat. But why can't I get protein from beans? Why can't I grow my beans and get protein? You see where I'm coming from? So you have to think. I want protein, so okay, I'm gonna grow some beans because beans give you protein. So I'm gonna grow the beans to give me my protein. So I ain't gotta go and buy a drink for give me protein. That I'm not even sure if protein is inside that drink. But I know I can get it from my beans if I grow them, especially when I grow them natural, when I grow them without putting synthetic stuff around them. Fiber. I know my edibles, I can get fiber from my edibles. So I think about what I'm growing. I don't just grow any and everything. Okay, I must say, we forgetting how simple food can be and direct source of nutrient. That's right. That's right. We have, you have to think about food and how you think about food. I don't just think about food to just because I could eat it. I think about what it can do for me. You see what I'm saying? Yes, you have to eat. If you're hungry, you got to eat. But if I'm growing it, I'm thinking about what can this offer me? Because at the end of the day, guys, if you could get vitamins out of your food you grow in your garden, it's gonna keep you from going to the store to buy vitamins in a bottle. You see what I'm coming from? And then you're gonna be getting it from the direct source. You're gonna get it the real thing. You see what I'm coming from? We're gonna be getting the real thing. Protein. You gotta go and buy a protein drink. And I don't even know if protein is really in that drink. You could get protein from beans. Some people say you could also get protein from meat. Well, I go to the plant. Why I gotta go to the cow for get some protein? The cow, you understand? When I could go directly to a plant, eat it, and get the protein directly. So we have to value food for what it is. It's not just about eating it. You understand? It's not just about eating it, it's what it can do for you. And grow it that it can give you the benefit that it offer. All right? I must say, it's like getting the ketchup bottle or the actual tomato paste, right? People will go straight to I like how you say that. I like I like how you say that because that make a lot of sense. I like how you say that. I like how you say that. People will go straight to the sugary syrup. That's exactly. Thank you for saying that because that make a lot of sense. You know what I'm saying? Don't be fooled, guys. We've been fooled for too long. We've been fooled for too long. You can grow food naturally very successfully. There's lots of products out there. I understand. I don't use them, but guess what? I still grow my food and I still harvest in abundance and I don't use them. But I'm not telling you not to use them because that's your choice. That's your decision. But there's one before I leave, I'm gonna be ending the live in a minute now. But before I leave, I'm gonna say this again. Don't sacrifice your health to save a few dollars because it's gonna be a short-term investment. And then in the long run, you're gonna have to sacrifice that money to fix your health. You see what I'm coming from? So balance it out. Hey shy girl, how you doing? Blessings.